Hi there guys, and welcome back to a brand new match review here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's 1-0 home defeat to Leyton Orient. The Royals were back at the Select Car Leyton Stadium for their second successive fixture and were looking for their third home league win in a row, but unfortunately for the Royals it wasn't meant to be. A big mistake from Reading's youth goalkeeper Boyce-Clarke saw Leyton Orient come away with all 3 points. It was a save that realistically any goalkeeper should make. A shot came in from Kelman in the 27th minute and Boyce-Clarke just let it go through him. Now I'm not going to sit here and slate him for the entire video because I think Boyce-Clarke's going to be taking a lot of abuse online from a lot of Reading fans over the next week. I think he's made a poor start to the season. He made a couple of mistakes against Colchester, and I think he's made another massive mistake here, and it's cost Reading a point realistically in this fixture. Now the starting 11 for this game did see 2 changes from Reading's 2-0 win over Charlton. Boyce-Clarke came in for Joel Pereira. The back 4 stayed the same as we saw Jarrell Dorset, Tyler Bindon, Amadou Mbenge and Michael Craig make up that back 4. The midfield 3 also remained the same as we saw Ben Elliott, Lewis Wing and Charlie Savage play. Kelvin Ehebachaman was partnered on the wing by new debut signing Chem Campbell, and finally Sam Smith was up front. Now, like we said, Reading, realistically, for me, should have got a point out of this game. This game had 0-0 written all over it. I thought both sides really struggled to test either goalkeeper, and I thought they really struggled to create any chances, really, in general. I think both teams created one big opportunity each. The Leyton Orient one, arguably, it wasn't even that big of a chance. They had a shot early on, which Boyce-Clarke was able to tip over the crossbar, and I thought, great, this is going to be a confidence booster for him, and he's going to start to play with a little bit more confidence. Now, unfortunately for us, Boyce-Clarke made a absolutely massive mistake in the 27th minute when Charlie Kelman struck the ball from just outside the box and it went through the young Jamaican goalkeeper. Now realistically this has cost Reading a point, but I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it too much. He's a young goalkeeper who's still got a lot to learn. I think a loan spell is needed for Boyce-Clarke, but for me the most important thing looking at this is that we're going to need Joel Pereira back as soon as possible. For me, David Button isn't going to be cutting it realistically. I think he was awful when he was Reading's number 1 last season, and so far Boyce-Clarke hasn't filled me with confidence when he's played too. But realistically, it wasn't just Boyce-Clarke making mistakes, it was Reading all over making mistakes on this pitch. Whether it was Amadou Mbenge misplacing passes, whether it was Jarrell Dorset looking so awful at left back, whether it was Ben Elliott constantly losing the ball in midfield, or whether it was Charlie Savage going completely missing once again. I thought realistically Reading were really sloppy, and I think it was a real flat performance from the Royals, especially in that first half. Now, the first half didn't really see Reading create anything, and that was kind of it. There was nothing really going on for the Royals. Now, the second half saw a little bit more of an encouragement when we saw Chem Campbell go one-on-one with goalkeeper Hemming. He did really well to get past to his man Curry, who was an absolutely outstanding player for Leyton Orient. It pains me to say that as he's an Oxford United loanee, but he did really well to cut the ball back onto his left foot. He took a shot and Hemming made a great save. He had another shot and it was either deflected or it was another great save by Hemming, and then the ball just kept bouncing around. Reading kept having shots, but it kept being blocked by the Leyton Orient players. But apart from that, Reading struggled to create any big opportunities, and they really struggled to make Hemming work in the goal of Leyton Orient. Sam Smith had a header which was saved, and Ehebachaman had a header as well which was saved, but it was straight at the goalkeeper each time, and it had no pace or power and just had no direction, if that makes sense. And I thought Reading, look, overall were just poor. In the midfield we were losing it too often. Normally Reading have a lot of space in the midfield, and they struggled to find that in this fixture, and I think that was really key in this game. Leyton Orient I thought were really physical, and Reading once again struggled with that physical aspect. Leyton Orient were masters of the dark arts, should we say, in this fixture. Whether it was a little bit of time wasting here or there, whether it was kicking the ball away, yellow cards were sacrificed for this Leyton Orient side, and look, they came away with 3 points and were able to get their first points of this League One season. Now, in terms of a player of the match, I can't give it to a Reading player today. I thought our players were not good at all, and for me, the best player on the pitch was either Jack Curry or Omar Beckles for Leyton Orient. I thought Curry and Beckles were both outstanding. Curry at left back, no matter who was coming up against him, whether it was Chem Campbell or Adrian Akande, was getting the better of his attacker every single time. I don't think the ball went past Curry once today. The same with Omar Beckles. I thought Beckles was absolutely outstanding too. Every single ball that came into the air, he was heading it away. Now, a lot of the time, the both centre-backs had a lot of shirt of Sam Smith, but they got away with it with this referee. I don't think the ref was poor for either side. I think he was just poor in general today. But look, realistically, you win some, you lose some. There's no overreaction for me for this game. I'm not going to sit here and be like, Reading are awful. We need to change tactics. We need to do this. Players need to be gone. Stuff like this. There's no overreaction. Listen, you win some, you lose some. Today should have been a draw realistically. It had 0-0 draw written all over it, especially with either chances that the two sides had. Reading could have snuck it as well with the Chem Campbell chance. But look, a mistake from Boyce-Clarke's cost Reading in this fixture. And realistically, that's that. Some positive things to come out of this game was we saw the return of Harvey Nibbs. He came onto the pitch and looked as lively as ever. He came on around the 60th minute mark. We also saw Akande, Abrafa, Jaden Wareham and Andre Garcia come off the bench in the second half too. I thought the Jaden Wareham substitution was pretty pointless. I thought he was so missing during his time on the pitch. But I thought Abrafa did quite well when he came on. He was someone that actually tried to drive forward and tried to create chances. I thought Reading were just sloppy overall on the day. It was a really flat, poor performance from the Royals. I'm not going to dwell on it too much and just say that. Now, in terms of league positions, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that now. Reading have dropped down to 12th position. For Leyton Orient, they're still in the bottom 4 for now, but 3 points have now been picked up on the board and they'll look to kick on with their season. Richie Wellens obviously now away from the distraction of the Blackpool job and can even probably just focus on this Leyton Orient side. Reading, though, dropped down to 12th. No goal difference. They've got a 0 goal difference now. 5 goals scored, 5 goals conceded, and unfortunately for us, our first home loss of the year, as we move on to Bolton away. That's going to be it for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll see you all again very soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.